Welcome to the ID Club and the Saturday Morning Coffee Show. Jack doesn't ever have coffee. Do you have a Diet Mountain Dew?
No,
today,
I already finished it, and I only had a caffeine-free Diet Mountain Dew here tonight, but I got this crappy energy drink that was on sale.
Jesus Christ, caffeine-free? What's the purpose?
I know. I thought I didn't
know. Taste that good?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, the answer to that question is unquestionably yes, but
okay.
I was down. I didn't have time because I went in the wrong room and whatever. Nobody cares. Yeah. I'm here. I've got beverages. I'm fine. If you're fine, I'm fine.
I'm great. I'm in a great mood. It's a chilly fall morning. Already took Banks for a little bit of a walk. He had a nice little dookie. We're feeling good. We're ready, Jack. We're ready for a long day on the I-80 Club because late tonight, I-80 at the half. For the first time in over a year, it's going to be you and me talking about a football game.
Is the last time the Colorado game that we did this?
So Robbie and I did famously the Purdue game last year, and he said everything was fine, and people were yelling at him for 20 minutes.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. That's so freaking funny.
But yes, funny. You are correct in that you and I
first time you and I, and that was one of the greatest moments in the I-80 Club.
It is an all-timer.
Go back and watch that again sometime. That was all time. Just the pure giddiness that you see so rarely from me was there. So nice.
As happy as you have perhaps ever been and ever will be was the 20 minutes that we were on for the Colorado game. Was that the one where you were showing the Fred Hoiberg Cup over and over?
I don't know. I was already.
He's happy.
I think I was already started the celebration that night.
Yep. Well, that fits because the second half of that game blew. So we'll be on at halftime of tonight's game. So 9:45-ish. We'll just do a quick 20. We will not be doing a post-game show tonight, but we will be back tomorrow morning for after Nebraska football. Same time as last week. We'll be on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., which, Jack, we had a pretty solid audience last week. This might seem to be a good time for folks as they wake up and are doing their usual Sunday chores.
We're up. We're old people now. We get up early, right? We get up early. We go to bed early. I already see people complaining about the game time tonight in the chat. We got a bunch of old early to bed. Just to be clear, I don't include myself in that. I wake up earlier, but I am not, if I can help it, not an early to bed guy. I don't like going up. Someday when I don't wake up in the mornings, I'm going to be a midnight guy. I'm not on Lachune hours by choice, okay?
Yes. Yeah, you have to do it because that's your job, but you don't want to live this life. You want, if you had a show like me, 2 to 6, what time do you think you'd wake up?
Only that show, by the way. And only
yes, correct. Yes. You didn't have a random 1 hour from 6 to 7 in the morning. Because that's basically what it would have to be, right? You'd have to have the inverse if you were doing the world.
Nothing to wake up. It's earlier now than it was even probably
when you didn't have kids.
Ago. No, but even 10 years ago. It's earlier. Like I within the last, like I said, 5-10 years, I probably could sleep. I could still sleep to 9:30 in the morning.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, I could still.
I cannot imagine sleeping until 9:30. That dare to dream. Those are the old days.
I can make it. I mean, today I was so worried. I didn't set an alarm or anything. I was so worried that I was gonna sleep till it was too late. I was gonna have to hurry to be ready for the show. I mean, I could definitely go to 8:30 now, though. I could still go to 8:30.
Yeah.
And listen, if I did not have to worry about being up in the morning and being ready to go for a show and being behind the mic and just go to sleep when I'm tired, oh my gosh. There would be some nights it would be early, but I'd definitely be regularly up past midnight on weeknights.
Yeah. I don't stay up past midnight most weeknights, but occasionally it happens. I was up late last night. For me, I was up till past midnight last night, and then my body clock did what it did, and I was up at 7, always.
I'm even when I get up at during the 4:00 hour, I am on average go to bed at 10:30, 10:45, guys. Still, so that's my average time. There'll be definitely nights where it's past 11.
Yeah, well, that's what we're breaking down today is sleep schedule.
You guys started it.
Yeah, that's true.
But started it, by the way.
My wife was critical a few moments ago. SMH no post game show at midnight. I mean, look, maybe you could talk Jack into doing a post game show at 11:45.
Like I said, it's if first of all, it would have to go well. It would have to go well. Yeah. And if it were particularly ending in an exciting and or controversial way or something like that, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out 100% for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
it might be too late for Josh. I mean, he's probably the one that's the anchor on this thing.
Well, the issue, honestly, is that tonight we're going to drink a stout, and so I just don't know where I'll be at it. Not to brag, I don't know where I'll be at it at 11:45.
No, I didn't think of that as bragging. I thought of that as being a kind of a lightweight. But okay,
lightweight. Okay,
I mean,
now challenge accepted. Let's do a damn show tonight, Jack, at 11:45.
Wait, you're gonna drink one stout and that knocks you out for a week? What the hell? What's going on here?
No, I mean, I
don't know. I'll have to recover. I'm having a beer.
Wow.
Oh,
Unreal.
Oh, okay,
Unreal.
Grandma. Will you be okay? It's my first drink. I mean, like, I just.
All right. That's what we got going on over the course of the next couple of days. We'll also have a Before the Witching Hour tomorrow with Matt McMaster and yours truly. All right, Jack. Game day, Nebraska, UCLA. It'll be the second quarter, 12 hours from now, which is how far away this game is. This week, not as weird as last week was. How we feeling as we arrive on this Saturday morning? Because we were both caught in our feels a little bit at this time a week ago. How are we feeling as we arrive at this point 1 week later?
I don't know. This is kind of I'm not. It's a weird place for me, and I know I look at games in a unique way, because I'm usually just like pumped. Like in 2 weeks, it'll be very different or 3 weeks before Iowa. Like I will be, I will have smoke coming out of my nose like a bull. I will be just like I will be fired the hell up. Like I'm in a weird place for a Nebraska game where I'm like relatively excited for it, not negative about it, but not like adrenalized about it, if that's possible. Like I'm just sort of like maybe I feel like a media member now. Maybe that I feel like you do about. Maybe
so
you're
going to pick Iowa to beat Oregon later on? Is that what's going down today?
Yeah, no. I feel like you do, like you guys do about games. Like I'm not just like, because first of all, I think UCLA is maybe the least hateable team in all of college football.
Whoa.
I can create hate for any team. It's one of my talents. Okay.
It is. You do it really well.
I can short them. And I can't think, at least for UCLA football, I can't think of much I really dislike about that program. Like I don't, it's weird. Like first of all, the uniforms are just delightful. Okay.
They're great. I wondered how much of this, Jack, was purely uniform based.
And honestly, like, how are you like, you know who I hate? Jerry Neuheisel, right? Like the guy looks like sunshine. He looks like he came from a commune and started coaching and he's really good at it. He is the anti-college football coach and it's kind of cool and interesting. And like, he seems so happy, right? Also, I think 80% of the country thinks he's the team's head coach.
I was just going to say, funny. Jack, do you realize he is not even the head coach? Okay, but I'm happy that you stepped on that because you're right. Like everyone who talks about UCLA is like, man, they got to give him. During the Penn State game when I was watching it with no sound during our show,
that's pretty cool. It was our Michigan State live watch party, I think, and they kept showing him, and they had Rick in there, and we were kind of watching along with it. I didn't know who Skipper was at the time, and so now I do. But at the time they show him, I've never seen a camera showing off. I have no idea what Skipper looks like, by the way.
Yeah, they've shown Neuheisel more than they showed Dana Holgerson in Nebraska's entire run with him as OC. Like, seriously, he's been like the OC for 4 games, and they show him way more.
And why do they do it? Because he looks like a hippie surfer, number one. Number two,
his dad.
He looks disturbingly like his father. I've seen fathers and sons who looked similar before. People have said that about me and my dad. It's nothing like those two. They look like they were twins, and one just got their like aging paused, basically. It's unbelievable how similar.
We should find some photos of Rick when he was his age and see like what's going on there.
He probably had the same hairstyle because that easily could have been popular at that time.
What's old is new and new is old.
But you hear him talk. I heard some of his interviews afterwards, and they started doing well. And golly, he was just the most freaking gracious, happy. Can you imagine? Do you think that guy has ever yelled at a player in his life?
What do you think he does? Like, get over here, bro. Everything's good. Hey, we'll be fine. We're going to fix ourselves.
Hey, listen, man.
We're going to score some points.
You bring some bad vibes in here. Let's just chill, okay?
Come on, dude. It's okay,
I love the concept of him as a coach. Now, maybe when his offense is ripping apart the Nebraska defense,
you're going to despise them.
Like, I cannot This is my UCLA is my hate kryptonite. Okay, there's nothing, and
so that's playing a part in how you're feeling about the game first and foremost.
And despite the fact that I mock the Rose Bowl thing and the sunset and so forth, it's still kind of cool to play there. Okay,
sure.
Plus, LA sounds like a nice place to be right now with the palm trees.
Well, yeah, you look outside and it's
beaches.
misty and gray, and it's like 70 degrees. It's gonna be a perfect night. I wish I was
at that game. Yeah. And then also you're going into a game where Nebraska fans, this is like if you tried to concoct the least intimidating road game in a lab, it would be what Nebraska, it is walking into the opposite of a lion's den.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like we talked about that a month ago with the Maryland game.
Yeah.
Like the Maryland game, it was more that the team was going to start letting the fans down, and so they were just sad and they weren't going to show up. This is different because UCLA has long let the fans down. They have long stopped showing up. And also, Jack, I don't know if you know this, there's a lot more to do in Los Angeles on a Saturday night than to go see a football game with two teams that are kind of spinning their tires right now in terms of what they are. And then, I mean, I'm genuinely interested to see how many Husker fans are actually at this thing, because the way that everybody always talks about this trip, it's like, there's going to be like 50,000 Husker fans there. It's like,
who are those people?
That many?
Who are those people? Are there that many Husker fans living in LA and San Diego? Is that what it is?
That in Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah. Yes. And Vegas is 4 hours away. And so, like, I mean, it is their road trip. This is the one West Coast game this year. And in particular, I mean, Jack, I have to imagine for many, the Rose Bowl is a bucket list game. And so it's like, hey, let's go to the Rose Bowl, or the stadium. Let's go to the stadium. So
that's right. 311 is there. 311 should do the halftime show. That'd be great.
311 is there, but they're from Omaha.
No, they've moved to LA. I'm not sure if you heard.
Did you not? I missed that in 311 Weekly.
Did Nick Hexum and Peanut not tell you that?
Don't know what that means, but maybe. Yeah, I missed that. Wow, look at this. Husker for MU, Josh, join me in decrying the overestimation of Husker road fans. Seriously, I feel like we do this every game, and it's like, well, there's gonna be. They did this for the Maryland game. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be like 30,000.
It was. They were loud.
There were not that many. Were there that many Husker fans?
I don't know. It's hard to tell because they wore this. I don't know if you know this. They wear the same color as Maryland, so it's hard to look at the stadium. I can't judge by looking at their face from.
I know that they came back out and they did the thing where they clapped and cheered.
No, Pretty cool. was. Like the audio of it was loud. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't listen. I'll tell you what. Like I don't know if this is apples to apples, but they just sold out the USC volleyball game. Nebraska volleyball has there next weekend, and I will promise you,
a lot of red.
Promise you that will be a lot of red.
Yeah,
mostly red.
Dilo says, I bet there will be anyway from 15 to 20,000. I know that our good friend and co-host of mine on the National Fun League, Mike Schaefer, him and his wife are going to be in the building.
Yeah.
So at least I know.
FOMO.
Yeah, he was texting me yesterday as he was gallivanting around Los Angeles and doing things, and I was like, man, that sounds fun. Jack, there is something about the day before a game when you're already in the city and you're not working, and you're like, what do we want to do today? Like, let's go have a beer at 2:00 in the afternoon. And it's just like so much fun, so chill, so relaxing.
The only road games I go to are Minnesota in October when it's cold as hell. And like, I want to go Kansas City, I guess I went to, but
I went to the Oregon game in Eugene in 2017, and outside of the game, it was a blast of a trip. Really.
Okay, let me ask this question, and we'll talk about the game, but this is football adjacent. Like, if you were going to sit in the stands and go as a fan, and this goes to the chat too, like, and maybe you guys, some of you have been to these. The only Big Ten stadium I've been to is Minnesota. I don't think I've been to any others, but like where, just in terms of like fun and the trip and the experience at the stadium, where would be what would be like the top three that you would want to do? For me, I think UCLA would be up there, and maybe USC too, just because I want to go warm places.
It'd be cool to see USC in that stadium.
Oh, Seattle, I would agree. I would have Seattle up there too. Yes.
I know I've been to Seattle. I've never been to a Washington game. And Delo's posting right now about the 2010 game. Like, what a memorable trip for anyone who made that trek. Going to that game. Like, Riss and I have actually discussed it because Nebraska next year they're playing in Eugene, so that means they'll be in Seattle in 2027. And we've talked about it. Like, should we do that? Like, that would be, because Seattle's awesome. It'd be such a fun trip. That stadium looks great. It's an awesome atmosphere. There's a lot of Nebraska fans that would make the trip. Yeah, that would be.
I think those are my top three. I think mine are USC, UCLA, and Washington.
Yeah.
I think those are my top
None of the
three.
old guards, none of the Michigan or Ohio State, like none of that type of stuff.
First of all, I feel like USC and UC. First of all, it's just those are I don't know about Washington, but USC and UCLA just seem like I'm not afraid of opposing fans, but just not having to hassle with dick opposing fans. Basically,
That's
I
true.
feel like you're not going to have that there. Where if you went to Wisconsin or Michigan, you're going to get that, right? Probably.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are probably Penn State. All the stories of what a pain in the
I do not. I have zero desire.
It's not that. It's not that.
Desire. Yeah.
It's probably
Oregon. Did you mention Oregon? Would you want to go to Oregon?
Wouldn't be in my top three.
Wow, that stadium's awesome. Autzen is great.
Might be shortly after my top three. I'm trying to think about which non-new team I would want to go see the most. I guess it's got to be Michigan or Ohio State, but
yeah, I mean, I've been to both stadiums. Michigan, I went to the 2011 Nebraska-Michigan game when Denard Robinson rushed for 1,000 yards, and it was a bummer of a time, just the game itself. The Michigan fans I thought were actually pretty nice. That was year one of the there was a lot of dumb welcome to the Big Ten. Like I heard that from 1,000 fans. Welcome to the Big Ten. I guess you didn't have this in the Big 12.
Although,
like, bro, I've been watching Nebraska football for years. They got beat by a lot of points sometimes in the Big 12 too.
That stadium also, though, looks like it takes all the things I don't like about Memorial Stadium and includes it just in the logistics and the traffic flow.
That there's no seats. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it looks.
The wild part, Jack, is you walk in, and so you go through the concourse, and then you go out into the actual stadium, and you're already at row like 70 because it's built into the ground. I think we were pretty high up, and so it's like, sweet, we're already like at our seats. Like, we didn't even have to go down. Yeah, but if you have like row 12, you're walking down a lot of steps.
Yeah. So maybe I'd pick Ohio State.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All of them are assholes.
Those West Coast ones are all way ahead of those, though, for me.
Yeah.
Like, way ahead.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what we said. Jack, that's how we're feeling about the UCLA game today. We're excited to make a road trip someday out of it.
This is, Nebraska, Oklahoma used to be a rivalry based on respect. I've said that many times.
Nebraska,
UCLA is a rivalry built on mutual adoration. And in fact, they've done it so well that they've got an exactly 500 record. I think a tie would be nice today.
That's very kind.
Just to keep it even for both teams.
Should I make a graphic? A rivalry built on respect. Nebraska versus UCLA. Like, this is what we've been hoping for. Too often in college sports today, Jack, it's all about hate. Right. Finally, with Nebraska, UCLA, you get a couple fan bases that just appreciate each other.
And the things I just said about UCLA and the things I like about them, it sounds exactly what I was saying in 1987 about Oklahoma. Like, word for word almost. That is definitely the same way that I felt about that. So,
yep, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm happy that you feel that way. Jack, what are you most concerned about with this matchup? Is it just the obvious Nebraska's run defense and playing a quarterback that is a propensity to run the football? Though he has struggled, Nico Iamaleava, in recent weeks. Is that the thing, though, that you're honestly, like, crap?
Yeah, it's Nico. Here's the thing. Nico has not been consistently good this year, but when he's been good, his ceiling has been really high. But it's only come in small bits and pieces this year. But Nebraska sometimes has had a tendency, you may not know this, to make some of these quarterbacks look. No, they didn't with Mailava, admittedly. I mean, Mailava sure looked a lot better last night again. But they didn't with Mailava. But I don't know, Nico, again, like there were bits and pieces of that Penn State game again, where I'm watching him and I'm like, holy crap, I forgot that everybody wanted this guy at one point. And now I see why. But he just hasn't done that throughout the year consistently. And so, I'm worried that he runs for 100 yards and passes for, 200 yards. Well, he probably won't do that against Nebraska, but you know what I mean? Like, and they get a rushing game going as well.
And they're doing what we saw last week, where USC is just getting yards and yards and yards and yards.
And then, of course, I think the pretty universal concern for the Nebraska offense is obviously still the pass rush probably a little less than it usually has been. Because it's been better at defending the pass rush or blocking the pass rush. Because it's been better, and two, because you're more confident in Lateef. They can't quite be as aggressive with Lateef back there, I think. So I'm not as worried about that. I think the number one concern on the offense is probably turnovers, right?
With the new quarterback?
Yeah, with the new quarterback, and especially because he dropped the ball a couple of times when he was in against USC, and you just UCLA might, who knows what they're going to be able to do with coverages to confuse him and that sort of a thing. So I think those are my big concerns. Is Nico plays too close to his ceiling, or Nebraska has the turnover issue, which they really haven't had this year for the most part.
Yeah. The positive is that UCLA's defense is absolute trash. I just posted a graphic inside of the Discord server, patreon.com/I80 Club, by the way, if you'd like access to it. And they're bad, Jack, especially against the running
Good
game.
Lord.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at those numbers. Look at
on the other
average.
hand, on the other hand, Emmett Johnson could also go for 250 yards rushing.
Dude,
and
Jack, every week he's like essentially getting close to or setting a career high. Like I was thinking about that yesterday and I didn't verbalize it on the show, on the Grum, but like, could Emmett have a 200-yard day today? Like I certainly think it's feasible, right?
If he could ever get a 65-yard run, Josh,
that's the
it would
thing.
help.
Yeah, it would. Their third down and fourth down success rate is 135th in the country. A reminder, there are 136 teams in the country. Their average third down distance is 136th in the country. So like teams are not having to go very far, which again explains why their success rate on those downs is so low. Their EPA per rush is in the 100s. Like, dude, they suck on that side of the ball. But as you just mentioned, you're worried about the quarterback, and turning the ball over a little bit. That's the thing with a first game, a first game starter. In the case of TJ Lateef, what does that look like? Like, I think he's going to look much more composed than he did last week. How many times did the ball hit the turf, Jack? Was it 3? He had the drop snap and then 2 fumbles. So like, I think that number is, it better not be 3, right? You would hope that it's not even 1, but it probably will. There will probably be some sort of a mesh that is missed or some sort of a fumble. With running quarterbacks, there are going to be more fumbles anyway. But I guess I'm curious to see how UCLA defends him, and if they are concerned at all about his legs, and if those legs then allow for Emmett to have, again, a 200-ish yard type day.
I hope Dana, and I don't think he will be, like Nate Rohr and I had a disagreement about this on the tailgate show on Friday. Like the question was like, how much do we think they're going to run? How many actual like non-scramble runs will he have? And I was like, I don't know, but I hope a lot. I feel like
you want to see design runs.
I feel like, yeah, or at least giving him the option and him deciding to, which I think is what a lot of them will end up looking like. But like, what are we doing here if you're not going to do that? Exactly, right? Yeah. I don't quite understand it. That's part of the package of him. And listen, there's 3 games left, right? Can't hold anything back,
Great reference, Jack. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
But like what? Like what are we? What are we? Are we worried about him turning it over or getting injured? Let him run it. Goodness sakes! Don't you want to see what he looks like at peak Lateef? Which is, I do, absolutely, at least partially running it. So we have a bet, Nate and I do. I think that the amount of rushes that he has that are not sacks. Can't remember quite how we defined it.
You're just non-scrambles is what you're talking about. Designed carries is kind of what you're doing, right?
And so I said yes. And so I said I think I'll take double digits.
Yeah.
And he disagreed with me. And I also hope there will be, because I think that's one of the big advantages. That's why you play him, right? Like all of the Teefies, Josh, they weren't saying, well, he's just such a better passer, right? That's not what it was. They're like me. They get all romantic about a running quarterback. I get it. I get that part of it. So
Husker Frame, you says coach scared with Lateef in last week. Hopefully that changes. Yes. Matt says TJ's ball security left a lot to be desired last week. Over under on fumbles. I think that you could probably put like a fumble and a half. I think would probably be where I would set.
We had the ball in the wrong hand, I think, on both of them. By the sideline.
And so like what the argument that I would make, or the hope that I would have, is that some of that was, and John mainly keeps doing this reference now, and I think it's a perfect way to describe a player, Jack, who comes onto the field, or sometimes Matt Rule with his timeouts. He does the Tommy Boy circus pet, like when he starts talking about the thing and his sail and he rips it apart. Like that's what TJ kind of seemed like last week, where he was like, and he was just so his heartbeat you weren't paying attention. I was making a Tommy Boy
That's
reference.
because you're like breaking news in the chat, and I'm make you put your interesting stuff on the show so I can listen to it. Sorry.
I mean, I could mention that. I could mention that in a couple
JoJo
seconds.
the Idiot Circus Boy with my
thank you.
new
That's how it was like with TJ
listening.
when he came. Thank you. I appreciate
JoJo
you.
the Idiot Circus Boy. Helen, you look like a Helen. Helen, let me tell you why I suck as a salesman. Let's see. I get all nervous. I turn into JoJo the Idiot Circus Boy with my pretty new pet. Oh, my pretty new pet. I love it, and I touch it, and I massage, and I love you. You're naughty. You're naughty. And then Helen, I killed my pet. Helen,
killed my sale.
Helen, that's when people and you and I got to forge together. You know what? I'll go put those wings back in.
Boom. And then they got wings. And so that is what happens with Matt Rule's timeout usage. And also, I think what happened with TJ Lateef last week. And so I'm hoping that is not the case today. Do we want to discuss what I put in the chat? Is that what we want to do right now?
I just don't know what it means.
So I wrote, let's all be on our P's and Q's about Heinrich Haarberg today. I'm hearing some things. Jack, I think we might see a little Heine package. I think we might see. I'm hoping that this is just like the wrongest intel of all time.
You finally get a running quarterback,
and they're going to put Heinrich Haarberg in.
What a weird time to do that.
Hope I'm wrong, Jack. This is not what I want. This is not what I am hoping for. But I got a message about it earlier on like Wednesday or Thursday from somebody that I trust. Like, hey, I'm hearing that there might be a little Heine today.
I don't get it. If that's true, if it's true, and your intel is generally true, but like, I don't get it if that's true.
Yeah,
because this is the one time it doesn't make sense, right?
Correct. You finally have the running quarterback, so why would you need a different running quarterback?
Unless
he's been playing tight end all year.
It's probably some type of thing where they throw it to Lateef, I bet.
Yes, probably some sort of a trickeration. Yeah, that would be really dumb. So let's hope that that's not the case. I apologize. I freaked everybody out this morning, and that was not my intention. And so I apologize.
Do we have a confirmation that Gramsted's number 2? Just to be clear.
Confirmation. Good question.
I think on the depth chart he's not. Actually, I did.
That's what I was going to ask you. D'Lo says, see, Dirk was right. Again, yeah, did you see this? Did you hear about this? Dirk was on with Sam McEwen this week, and he was like, why didn't they put in Haarberg last week versus USC? And Sam basically tried to talk him out of it, and now Dirk, his opinion might age very well 1 week later. Or
was poorly. He serious?
He was not joking. Next time we talk to him, Jack, let's see. Next time you talk to him, maybe you say something and say, what the hell are you talking about? Especially if it's into a microphone on the I-80 Club.
That's if he was serious, like I assume he's not been taking practice snaps. So
correct.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. So
all right.
Just let's all be, as I said, let's all be on our P's and Q's and T's and P's. Thoughts and prayers to all of us watching Nebraska football tonight when Heinrich Haarberg lines up and takes a snap and throws the ball and it's intercepted and then Nebraska loses.
So the Tommy Boy thing, where were we going with that conversation now?
That was about TJ and how you think that I think he's going to be in a calmer, more a better state today than he was last week because he knows all week long that he is preparing.
Dude, there's getting thrown in that game with it just felt like we said, they concocted a big game, national TV, an important game, a close game. Right. Just your one play, you're sitting there with your hat on and the clipboard. I know he doesn't really have those things. And then, oh crap, I'm in now. Mm-hmm. And it's a 1,000,000% different situation than knowing for 7 days, practicing for 7 days. All having plays that are, you can tell how unready they were for it because I'll tell you, I said this earlier this week. I think they ran the same play for him 4 or 5 times in that game. The first play he went in and the last play he went in were both it. I know that. And it got ran a couple other times too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When Emmett Johnson fell, that was that play.
That was such a bummer.
Because Lindenmeyer could have blocked, but he's a pass option on that play. Yeah. And so, he decided to throw it, which I think was the right idea to give it to Emmett, given the hole that was there. But again, it didn't work. Didn't work, obviously.
Matt Scribator says, how bad is Davila that he's behind Gramstad and a true freshman? Dana was recruiting him when he was at Houston. Dude, they talked about that, when he committed to Nebraska, that it was like, hey, just Like they didn't talk about it. I remember hearing like, I don't know if he's very good. And sure
Does
enough,
he have a ton of experience? Am I missing
no, but
something?
he was a 4-star coming out of high school though. So you figured if he
so
was worth his
Lateef.
salt. Yeah, no, but he's saying that he's behind Gramstad too. Your guy, Gramstad.
I think that's I don't like that Gramstad slander.
Oh, interesting.
I don't appreciate that. I don't think.
So you'd rather have Davila slander than Gramstad?
Would I rather have Davila throw his first pass in college football or Gramstad throw his 87,000th? Let me think.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's true. That's true. I definitely think it says something about him at quarterback, but it's
first of all, you know what? I haven't heard anyone talk about, but Nate and I talked about this week.
What?
Lateef would have had a red shirt and now won't.
Correct. You haven't heard. I've heard a lot of people. There was a whole thread about it on the Red Sea Scrolls.
Oh, well, I'm not a member of that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm not a member of that club.
Yeah. You should ask Sean for a membership. He'd probably hook you up.
He probably would.
Okay.
That's okay. I don't like message boards that much.
You don't like message boards? Except for the I-80 Club Discord server.
I like the Discord.
A better version of a... Yeah, it's a better version of a
I went back and had the message board experience last week, and I regret every minute of it. But...
Oh, that's right, you did.
Not that one though.
Yeah, Matt says, "Who cares about redshirting him?" Yeah, Jack. I'll, not to call your topic dumb. I think the reason that people aren't really talking about it is because red shirts have never seemed to mean less than they do now. Because statistics say that Lateef probably won't even finish his career at Nebraska. So who cares about him redshirting here, right? Like, might as well get as much out of him as you can possibly. And if he's a good quarterback, then he'd be gone in a few years anyway. You know, you're furrowing your brow.
Yeah, I disagree with that take, obviously.
Okay. All right.
I don't think it's there certainly could be a scenario where it doesn't matter, but let's say he backs up Raiola next year, isn't the starter. Raiola is the starter the whole year.
Well, that's exciting. Raiola's returning then.
Yeah, I didn't know until I listened to you yesterday that I didn't really even think of that, but Raiola is the starter all of next year. And I guess technically Raiola could stay another year if he wanted, right?
Sure. Yes.
What am I missing? Yes. What am I missing here exactly? Is he going to the NFL or is he leaving?
Well, I think he's going to. His goal is to go to the NFL after the 2026 season.
Right, but he also has to,
play well.
Play well.
Yeah, that's true.
He has to be. He's got to have a season where he makes himself an NFL prospect, which he hasn't yet. Mm-hmm. Right? He may be anyway, just because of his pedigree and size and all of that, but I think he probably wants. So, like, again, if you at some point you are going to want to move to Lateef, but even if you sat through next year, he'll be in his junior year when he starts, right?
So you're saying if he had the redshirt year, then he would only be a sophomore.
Like, what if he's really good and he probably isn't, as much of a traditional NFL prospect? What if he's like, when he finally gets his first chance to start and he's a junior, and by that time he's done the Aaron Rodgers thing and sat back so much that he's really good when he gets going, and we're going to say, oh God, well, you could have had another year of him,
Yeah. I guess the thinking, and I'll go back to what I said.
It could happen.
Yes, you are not laying out a ridiculous scenario. I guess that, Jack, the thing that I just keep thinking of is like expecting a player to be with your program for 3 or 4 years is like, I think it's a fool's errand in 2025. And so first of all, they're obviously going to play him and not redshirt him. Like, there's not even a thought about it. But I just don't think that you can even think that way. I think it's just hard to plan for a guy being in your program for that long, just especially at quarterback. Because more than 50% of quarterbacks that sign with teams don't finish, and I would bet that the number is even, I bet it's a high percentage that leave after 1 or 2 years. And so, like, thinking, oh man, what if we redshirted Lateef and still had him in 2020, 8 or 9? Like, I just don't know if you can think that way in college football anymore. But I'm not a coach, right? So I'm kind of happy that I don't have to view it from this perspective. But I just don't think that you can think.
I don't know. Look at the Big Ten: Aller, Altmaier, Childs, and I know some of those were original transfers. But
I was going to say, Childs transferred.
They're all good, but at the beginning of their career, though, not at the end. Like, they're going to be in that same position as Lateef would be, and they're going to stay there and be. Hell, Maava. There's all kinds of guys. Like, is anybody saying, hey, you shouldn't plan on? Did anybody say, hey, you shouldn't plan on Luke Altmaier staying around all those years, right?
Yeah,
if he hadn't had this year, I don't get it, guys. Yeah. Guys, I'm not unaware of like the transfer portal, but that's at more often at the beginning of careers, and then once someone entrenches themselves as a star. Now, if you were a backup and wasn't getting a chance, yeah, of course he probably would leave. But if he's a freaking starter at Nebraska, what? I don't get it. And he doesn't have somebody right on his heels that's taking his playing time. Why is he transferring exactly?
Well, and what's then like interesting is what you said about Raiola a couple minutes ago. He wanted to leave after 3 years to go to the pros. Like, let's see if that happens. But does his performance actually make it more likely that Lateef would want to leave because he looks at Nebraska's current quarterback right now and says, yeah, he's not going to be ready for the NFL in 2 years. He's going to have to stay in college, all the way through his senior season. And if that's the case, like Lateef's going to be a backup even longer. Now, like I would be happy to book any action with somebody that says both of those guys will finish their careers at Nebraska. One of Lateef or Dylan Raiola is not going to finish their career at Nebraska. I would feel very comfortable in betting on that happening. So which one is it going to be?
Yeah.
Which one is
wow, people are really being sort of like, a little condescending to me about this in the chat.
Well, sometimes
I think I just made an amazing point. They were probably busy typing the condescending comments and didn't.
And by the way, you were never saying in any of this they should redshirt Lateef and start Gramstad. No, you were not making that.
I'm just saying it's an unfortunate, unintended consequence.
This is like Harrison Beck, but in a different era, right?
Yeah,
where suddenly Harrison Beck had to be inserted.
And I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm just saying like there's certainly a scenario where he is the heir apparent. If he is. Like, he could certainly be, Josh, the best quarterback go 2 years from now, right? Out of Little Raiola, out of the kid from Illinois. Like, he very easily, maybe the favorite to be the best for.
Well, in 2027, you would hope so.
2027 and 2028.
Yeah. You would hope so, because by that point, he would be a junior or senior, and everybody else would be super young.
No quarterback stays after, no quarterback will stay after starting for 2 years. That's just not true, right? Like, it does happen. Often they transfer in earlier and he didn't, but like, come on, guys. Like, I just pointed out several. I guess I can go continue to show you scenarios where that's happened, but there's also a scenario. I guess he's so good that he's got USC trying to get him or something. I guess, but.
Well, we talked about it a little on
that's a possibility, but
we talked about it on Wednesday for our bonus pod. What could happen that would actually cause for there to be any sort of a quarterback controversy or a quarterback battle going into the spring? Now, again, and I'm not trying to say this like a dick or with like a wink, but like that does assume that both guys are still on the roster. And I think, Jack, if I had to make a bet today, I would bet that both guys are not on the roster anymore in the spring. But looking ahead to the end of this season, if there is going to be a real discussion about the quarterback and the starting position going into 2026, you and I think are looking for something really, really nice from Lateef at the end of the season. And I'm interested to see if that's even possible or feasible. The version of him that showed up against USC, certainly not, but with weeks worth of reps and play calling that is leaning into his strengths and away from his weaknesses. Like, let's see what that looks like over the course of the next 3 games in the regular season and then and the 4th game in the bowl game.
Let's move on.
Okay. Wow. You don't like it. You love arguing except when people start disagreeing with you and then you just want to move on from the topic.
Oh, no. What I don't like is when they don't listen to my argument and are condescending about it, because I can do all that same stuff too. I'd be glad to, or make counter arguments that don't address my original argument.
Big Red Easy writes triggered. D'Lo says Jack is in all caps. This is getting good. And then Husker for you says Lateef kills it. We went out and he gets a bag elsewhere. Sign me up. Wow, is that the worst case scenario, Jack? Lateef is good. Dylan leaves. Lateef leaves, and then you're just in the ultimate. I'm not going to say the 2 words because then you're going to start singing the song, but then you're in the pain cave. What are you mad at me for now?
No. I'm just looking at the chat and that. Okay. Well, in that response, it's just.
Okay.
Remind me at the beginning of the segment? Did I wave the red alert flag and be like, "Oh God, they should not do this. They've got to keep him. They've got to keep his year in 2020." Did I do that, or did I just say one interesting thing I didn't hear many people talk about is this is going to burn his red shirt? And it wouldn't have any otherwise. And so, therefore, he won't be available if they would want him in those following years. Which did I do? I don't recall.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, no.
Mo says that said out off a 12-part tweet.
And by the way, my example, what I said was that guys who get in and starting, whether they came in as a true freshman or transferred in there are plenty of cases where they stay for multiple years.
Many such cases.
After that. And I named several of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I can find more if you need more, but you don't because you're not listening.
Okay. Well, this, Jack, is perfect. I think a great entry point. We should have just done this 15, 20 minutes ago to our Bod.Coach Coach of the Week. And who did we pick today? The quarterbacks coach, Glenn Thomas, because we have not picked him yet this year. And, Jack, you would probably presume that he has been the most important guy. All of the coaches around TJ Lateef this week have been the most important guys as they try to get, I don't know if you've seen this or heard about this, him ready for his first career start at Nebraska.
Yes. I don't know, man. Glenn Thomas is another one of those coaches that we just haven't had a lot to say about this year.
Many comments. Who? I literally forgot Glenn was on the staff. That's how we're feeling about Glenn Thomas right now.
Well, I still think the defensive backs coach from last week was even more. I think
we are nailing it in this. By the way, the whole season long, we have freaking killed it with the coach of the week. Every damn week, we're killing it.
Yeah. So Glenn Thomas will do a great job. Lateef will look great, and everybody after the game they'll be like, I wish we were going to have him for another year.
Wish he would have redshirted. Wish he would have redshirted. Yeah, people will be saying it.
No, yeah, I mean, for sure. Holy cow! Like this is like training camp for him in some ways, right? 1 week of coaching before with the quarterbacks coach. And you would think to some degree installing a little bit of a new and different offense. It'll certainly be similar in some ways, but a little bit of a new and different offense for him. And so I'll be fascinated to see just how different he looks. And he'll definitely look different. He'll definitely look better, in my opinion. Like, I'm not worried about that.
Compared to last week, for sure.
And like, weirdly, in general, tend to be fairly optimistic about how he's going to look overall today. We'll see if that's misplaced confidence, but I think it's, like I said, it's a combination of being on the road. We talked about this on our crossover yesterday that we do, Josh. But
yes,
it's a combination of, like, it's a good environment for him to be in because it's not a home game because there's not pressure of that, but it's also the most, unintimidating road game possible. It's at home for him. So
it's literally it's a home game for him in a way. Yeah, for sure.
It's at home for him. The weather's not going to be weird to mess him up. It's going to be beautiful weather. It's a defense that, as you mentioned, isn't great statistically. Like, I feel like this is among the best, other than going up against like Houston Christian, this is about the best scenario that you could have for your first start. And so I think because of those reasons, and I have some confidence in him. And like the little bit I saw of him, granted against bad teams, like the little bit I saw of him earlier this year, I liked how he looked. Like, that was, by the way, why that's where the Teefies came from, was seeing him in those games. And I think he comes from a high level of high school football. He was a good recruit. Like, I mean, out there at Orange Lutheran, right? That's high level high school football. Yeah, he's still a true freshman. Dylan Raiola was still a true freshman, but Dylan Raiola didn't get out there, and he certainly had his issues, but he didn't like get out there and look like he didn't know what he was doing, right? Or just like a complete turnover machine. And so, and Lateef's been through more practice than Dylan was when he started as a true freshman.
Absolutely. So, yes. He hasn't gotten as many first team reps, but yes, you are correct. Like, he showed up for a spring. He went through the spring. He went through the summer. He went through the fall. And now in game number 10 on the year, he is finally getting his first start. And so he's gotten a chance to watch it from the sidelines, like Dylan, unlike Dylan.
By every account of him, and maybe they would say this about anyone, but like, he's been a really good, engaged teammate, right? Like, there doesn't seem maybe
Jack, let me interrupt you for a moment. I think that people were a little surprised that he was able to catapult himself into the number 2 role going like well into the early part of the offseason. I think a lot of folks expected Gramstad to be number 2 because he's a veteran, he's been around, and let's be honest, probably the safer pick, much safer pick to put him at number 2. And so, of course, Lateef's going to be a much more talented player than Gramstad was. So for him to take over the number 2 job, I mean, some would say it's to be expected. He's a 4-star. I would say, like, it was pretty impressive to me, though, that he was able to. And so now, again, with Glenn Thomas and with Dana Holgerson and then even Matt Rule and the whole staff, like, coaching him and preparing him for the game this week, let's see what it looks like. Last week was JoJo the Idiot circus pet. What does today look like for him and for Nebraska's offense? And Glenn Thomas, our coach of the week, is going to be a huge part of that.
And it's hard to know if this is true from the outside, but I don't know. It seems like there is a in a very positive way, kind of a dearth of huge egos on this team. Have you ever noticed that? Like, and I don't know. They seem to have really good chemistry from the outside looking in terms of the players. And I think Dylan and Emmett Johnson, kind of as leaders, they seem to sort of embody that. I don't know. I just get that feeling about this team. And I think that's probably helped with Lateef a lot as well. So I'm that although for those reasons, I'm optimistic. We'll see if that is well placed or not. I would love it. I would absolutely love it if he does so well that in the offseason.
The TPs can talk a lot of shit. Like, Jack, how fun would it be if we're doing that pod
I would
tomorrow
love
morning
it.
and the TPs are talking shit to us?
Listen, I'm probably going to still come out with Raiola, but at very worst, figure out how to involve them both, occasionally.
For sure. So that is our Bod.Coach of the week. Go to Bod.Coach/I80 Club for 10% off today.
I will tell you right now, if you are looking for a way to work out and you're like, I don't know. I don't have a gym membership. I don't know what to do. Or I don't have any equipment that I can even do it. Whatever scenario you're in, or you don't just know what's right for you, or you've got issues like body pain issues, bad knee, whatever. All of those things can be set with Bod.Coach, and it will give you a custom workout, a schedule that works for you. And it's just like having a personal trainer that you're communicating with daily about it. After a workout's over, hey, what worked? What was too hard? Keep track of the reps. See your progress. It is, I think, one of the best products I've ever seen for trying to figure out how to get back into working out if you haven't been, or if you just want to improve the experience. So check it out. It's a cool little deal there. So go to Bod.Coach. We got a discount for our members who are going there. So check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, should we get ready for the Saturday ahead in the Saturday flight? Another weekend, Jack, without YouTube TV. We still do not have it, which is very, very sad. I cannot believe that ESPN and YouTube TV have still not come to an agreement. I am legitimately stunned. There was a Dallas Cowboys game on the ESPN family of networks, and even that wasn't enough to do it. Eagles play the Packers on Monday in a game that could decide the 1 seed, and we still don't have it. What the hell is happening?
You almost did it again when you sounded like Tim Robbins.
Oh, and I said, I meant to go back and rewatch that from yesterday, and I never had a chance to. What did I say? What the hell? Is that what I said?
Yeah, what the hell? Or what the heck? I don't know. It was one of those two things. But you said it looked like when Tim Robinson pulls up on the chair company, like a website, when he's looking through the website and looking for contact info. What the hell?
What the hell? All right, let's get to the early part of the day. I mean, Jack, this day, it kicks off with a really badass matchup. BYU, Texas Tech. I can't wait to watch this football game in a little more than an hour. And it's on ABC. Not even on Big Fox. What the hell's happening?
And I have done it probably 3 or 4 times this year, underestimated BYU. I'm done underestimating BYU. Watch out. And I know Texas Tech is back to full strength. And I know
now watch Texas Tech. You're finally in on the Cougars, and
exactly.
Texas Tech's going to roll them.
Like this, if this game would have been a month earlier, I would have been Texas Tech's going to kill them. But I'm done just assuming that. So, although Texas Tech is a different team when they've got their quarterback back, so everybody kind of looks at them like, oh, I heard that they spent a lot of money on their roster. They must be great. And they have been very good, but their
lines are awesome.
They also lost to Arizona State by like 40 or whatever. But so it's a bizarre.
They lost to them by like a touch. It was a late score. What are you talking about?
I thought that was kind of a blowout.
The Texas Tech Arizona State game?
Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, it went down to the wire. It was like literally down to the very, very end.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking there was one game when their quarterback was hurt that they lost, that they lost pretty badly, right? Am I making that up?
No, they only have one loss this year.
You're right, 26-22. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
I don't know anything.
Same time on Fox, Indiana is on the road at Penn State. Jack, will Indiana win another game by 40? I can't wait to find out.
Man, I want one of their games to be closer.
Well, that's called the Ohio State Big Ten Championship game in a month. That will be the one that you're hoping for. And then the playoff games.
I want one of these. It seems like a place. Listen, now, if there is ever a place where Penn State ought to be able to sort of get their crap together after a disaster of a year, this is it, right? Nothing to lose. You got a home field. You got a team you're annoyed with. You got a coach who spurned you, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a one possession game, but I would be really surprised if this is one of the Indiana specials, the 44 point win.
Maybe like a 35-17 type affair.
I'm talking. Yeah. Something more. 10 to 17 points.
Point spread's right at about two touchdowns, so that would make sense.
That's about exactly what I think will happen.
That said, like, there's a part of me that thinks they're going to want to impress the committee more than Ohio State did a week ago, because Ohio State beat them, and they didn't play with their food, but Penn State put some touchdowns up on them, and watch Indiana just go in there and wreck shop, and run them off the field.
Just because you want to doesn't mean you can, though.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I think that they can, but we'll see. Georgia, Mississippi State on ESPN. Jack, dude, Georgia, every damn game is close with them. I don't think they're good. I don't think that they are national championship level good, and at a certain point, this is going to get them. Maybe it gets them today. That'd be pretty funny if it did.
It's crazy because all of the talk about the SEC, but neither Georgia nor Alabama look like that, right? Like, it's definitely more likely Ohio State. Who is
I will say, I think that I watch Alabama and I think that they're good. Georgia's playing with their food against bad teams, whereas Bama, their close games have been against actual good teams.
Alabama just doesn't have the running game like the vintage Alabama teams
That is
did.
True.
So
that is definitely true. Some other games to keep an eye on in this window: SMU at Boston College on the ACC network.
Weird upset alert.
Ohio State at Purdue on BTN. That game should probably
not a weird upset alert.
James Madison at Marshall, and the forgotten, woebegone Colorado Buffaloes at West Virginia on TNT. Also coming up in the early window. To the afternoon we go, Jack. If you want an all-time rant from Mr. Jack Mitchell, go check out what he had to say probably on his radio show yesterday on the little crossover show that we did. He does not like that people are picking Iowa to beat Oregon, and I am one of those people, Jack. I would love for you to give me shit when we do our halftime show later tonight. I do not want to be correct on this.
It's not just that I don't like, I disagree if people are picking Iowa. That's fine. But it's the whole attitude about it. It's the whole listen, I know this isn't the popular pick.
But yes, everybody is doing
it. I know everybody is. This is going to raise some eyebrows when I say this, but I kind of like Iowa in this game. Yeah, freaking everybody said it. I'm the only one who likes Oregon in this game.
That's true.
And I like them by a lot, by the way. Listen.
I hope you're right. God, that'd be awesome.
I get Oregon lost to Indiana. Yeah. But excuse me, when did they start sucking?
I think they didn't play very well against Wisconsin, and I think that that's spooking people because the weather was bad in that game, and the weather's going to be bad in this game, and their offense just never got going. And Iowa's a way better team than Wisconsin. That's gone into my thought. And Jack, I know you don't like it, but Iowa in big games at home usually really plays well. That is a thing with them, and so. I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to see this.
Let me ask you, did Iowa change? Have they completely changed since they lost to Iowa State? Since they barely beat Rutgers? Is this a new? Did they get an All-American player that I didn't know about?
Their offense has been better. I hope that you're Jack. I would love to better. Again.
Okay, I did. Yeah. I hadn't considered that. Okay.
Yeah. Same time, A&M is at Missouri. Let's see if A&M can keep this thing going, man. It is wild. I told Bill Connolly, we had him on the Grum yesterday, that as a child of the Big 12, I am always waiting for A&M to fail, and they just still haven't this year. It's wild, 100%.
Man. I feel the exact same way. Every game.
Yeah, this is the time.
It's so weird to see them being not only not failing, but just being consistent and winning pretty comfortably. For the most part, or, going in and winning against Notre Dame, I still, Borkacher's touchdown in that game, those are just games they haven't won before.
Correct. And then they just smoke LSU in the second half, and I know LSU sucks, but still, that was impressive.
By the way, we were talking about Alabama and Georgia. Are they the team most likely to win the national championship if it's an SEC team?
I would still lean Bama, but I would probably put A&M second now, which is really weird to say. Gosh, that's never.
Dude, can you imagine an A&M Ohio State national championship?
Oh my gosh, who do I root for in that? That's just
Ohio State, right? Ohio State.
I don't like Ohio State.
You want to see Trev? You want to see Trev holding the trophy?
Oh man, that would trigger 1,000 Twitter accounts at the same time. Same window. Iowa State at TCU on Fox. Syracuse at Miami, who is suddenly reeling. Jack, they do not look very good, man. They do not look very good.
This would be a get-right game for them. Syracuse is almost out of quarterbacks. Syracuse is a team that was pulling off upsets at the beginning of the year, beat Clemson, and then their quarterback went down in that Clemson game, and I think they've lost 4 other quarterbacks since then, which That sucks.
Yeah.
So.
Miami, I believe, is a 28.5-point favorite, so they should be able to get back on the wagon. Hey, speaking of Wisconsin, Washington at Wisconsin. Washington in the committee's top 25 at number 23. They have struggled, though, under Jedd Fisch in terms of traveling.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. All I said was I knew it was coming. I didn't say it was wrong. I said I knew it was coming. That's all. That's it. That's all I said. But here, Josh, stop. I agree with you. Not necessarily on travel. I agree with you. Here's the thing. There is some peace of mind that comes along with finally getting out of the day-to-day. Will they or won't they fire him? However it ends, there is some mental peace for everyone that comes along with that. Wisconsin beats Washington today.
Well,
go Badgers.
Yeah, it's wild. I cannot believe that they announced that. Wow. Okay. We'll see what happens there. Kansas at Arizona on ESPN2. Stanford at North Carolina on the CW. To the primetime window we go. LSU at Alabama. Jack.
Remember the days when
I was just going to say.
Alabama was the biggest game, the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah, in a way, I'm happy, and we put Nebraska, UCLA in the sickos window, so you'll see that in a moment. But, Jack, in a way, like I'm a bit triggered that Texas Tech and BYU is at 11, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm happy it's not in prime time because it would be on opposite of Nebraska's game, and I wouldn't be able to give it my full attention. And so I'm happy that they put this game between two big brands at the primetime window before the season, even though Alabama, in theory, should run them off the field. But Kalen DeBoer, Jack, when he plays good teams, he's awesome. When he plays unranked teams at Alabama, he loses sometimes. So maybe we'll see something wild happen. If it was at Death Valley, I would really want to talk myself into it, but probably not.
It'll be interesting to see if LSU gets the post-coach fire, weight us off our shoulder bump. And they have an awesome defense too, no matter what. So
that's true. Can they get some turnovers on Ty Simpson in Alabama early? Let's find out.
Who they'd like to have? Emmett Johnson. LSU.
Oh, they definitely would. Also at night, Navy at Notre Dame. Gross. Wake Forest at Virginia. Virginia, a playoff contender. What a time to be alive. What is it, 1990, Jack? Cal Louisville on ESPN2. How about this? Jack, in 2004, Nebraska played Oklahoma, and it was on Fox Sports Net. In 2025, Florida State is playing Clemson, and it is on the ACC network. Sad state of affairs for this rivalry.
Why would they do that to the Bowden Bowl? Because I want to see Mrs. Bowden with her half and half shirt. I assume she still comes and wears. I assume she's alive. I guess I don't know that. But if she is, I don't know for sure. I'm not trying to break it.
Her husband has passed away. He died.
Right. I didn't know that. But do you think she still comes and wears the shirt?
I don't think she probably gives a shit anymore. She probably is at home watching television. You think she still cares about Florida State Clemson? No one in her family's involved in this game anymore.
It's a historic rivalry.
It was a great matchup.
And she spent all the money for that shirt. I guess I would just use it,
How about the fact that Florida-Kentucky is a better basketball game in 2025, 2026 than it is a football game, but that is the case as they
I know Kentucky just pulled off the upset last week, but what are they doing with Mark Stoops here exactly?
Dude, I know. They got to fire him.
I haven't even heard anything about him being on the hot seat, but it makes
You know how a few minutes ago you were making fun of me for the Iowa thing and then the travel thing. Anytime Kentucky comes up, Mike Schaefer just hops on his horse and's like, hey, remember when everybody said Mark Stoops is good? He has an irrational hatred for Mark Stoops. And when he's right, he's right. So shout out to you, Mike Schaefer.
Dude, untethered Mike Schaefer. We have got to get Mike Schaefer. He was already wasn't worried about what people were going to think. But now that he's fully untethered from any corporate overlords, dang, it put the parental advisory on it. Let's go.
He can do whatever the hell he wants. Nevada, Utah State on CBS Sports Network. To the night window we go. As we mentioned, Nebraska, UCLA on Fox. Jack, I'm hoping, I haven't even looked, on YouTube TV, which doesn't have ESPN famously. One of the things that they do have, though, is 4K. Oh, damn it. The game tonight's not available in 4K. Oh, that's a bummer. I was hoping that we would get the 4K cameras. 4K looks good, Jack. I'm a big fan of it. Anyway.
I have a 4K TV. I don't know.
Nebraska, UCLA. That game will kick off after 8 o'clock. Much pain to anyone who is doing a post-game show tonight, though. Apparently, Jack and I might be doing one. So I guess we'll see what happens there. And then a bunch of other games that we'll vaguely pay attention to. UNLV, Colorado State, Sam Houston, Oregon State, San Diego State, Hawaii. But most importantly, Jack, we will be on at halftime for the game tonight. I-80 at the half. We have not done this in a little bit. We are going to be very happy to be back on the air tonight at, I don't know, Jack, 9:45-ish for our halftime show.
Yeah, there's a basketball game. D'Lo mentions there's a basketball game. I can't remember who it is before the Nebraska game.
Arkansas and somebody, if I remember right. Is it UConn?
UConn, probably. That's it.
Oh,
all I'm saying is,
Pain.
if you have a casino or a legal betting app, go and bet on that game to go in multiple overtimes right now. Just get the money down. Whatever odds you can get the money down right now. So,
D'Lo also asked, can we get a Penn State live watch? So the plan was that we were actually going to do that for tonight. Some things happened on Jack's end. Everything's fine. Don't worry. But that's why
my son wanted to watch the game with me.
Okay,
yes.
There you go. So I don't want to say yes definitively. I do not have to do Big Red Overreaction, though, for the Penn State game. So I definitely think, oh, wait, you have something that weekend, don't you? Shit. That's the
probably not for sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
No, I don't know if we're leaving Sunday or before Sunday.
Yeah. So maybe we'd love to do another one for sure this year. Maybe, Jack, at the very least, maybe we do the bowl game, depending on what day and time that is. Because I won't be working that week.
We're going to need Nebraska win because I am going to be in Iowa the weekend after Christmas again. So we need to get one of those New Year's Eve bowls closer to New Year's Eve.
I think we should be okay with that. But
because if they do the one
Detroit.
in Arizona or Detroit, those are both like the 26th.
Rats. All right. Well, let's hope that it's not that. Let's hope that it's something closer to New Year's.
But if Vegas is on New Year's this year, New Year's Eve this year.
New Year's Eve. I was going to say that might be the one that we're able to do. So, okay. Royals Girl wants to know, are you going to the Nebraska ball game today?
I am. I am going to bring my daughter to dance, and then we're going to the game right after this.
Wow, that is absolutely awesome.
And then we're coming back to watch volleyball and football, and yeah, it's a very good sports day here. And then I think the women's have a game. Women basketball has a game too this afternoon later. So yeah.
Jordan says, what if I have overreaction? No, I'm not going to do that. I've done too many of them, and Matt has done too many of them this year. Give it to somebody else. Gary's done 2 this year. Gary can do a bigger overreaction.
Oh, yeah, I would do a non-Nebraska game. Then we could really pick the time that works for everyone for a live watch.
Okay, yeah, because, D'Lo said, what about we do like Michigan, Ohio State? That'd be fun as hell. What if we did that? What should we do? Maybe we do something for the last regular season week of the season. That sounds fun.
Yeah, let's look at – so that would be the day after the
Black Friday.
Maybe instead of the coffee show. Although we're going to want to do a coffee show that day, I'm sure.
Yeah, because we got to do a recap. We'll figure it out. That sounds fun.
Or just a random bowl game might be fun too.
Yeah, we'll figure out. We will definitely, let's put this on the board. We will do at least one more watch party this year. Hopefully we could do it with the Nebraska game. And then if not, we could do it with some other.
And by the way, with late night Nebraska basketball games coming in 2026, there will definitely be, I will tell you this, we will definitely be doing some Nebraska basketball. I will definitely be doing some Nebraska basketball watch alongs.
Yeah. Those always work really, really
well.
Road
late night games. So.
Yeah, and stay tuned, by the way. I know people are wondering, hey, what's going on with any of the Nebraska ball content? We're hoping to have an announcement, Jack, within the next week-ish about some of our
response? No,
some of our plans there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting for someone to respond to me.
Okay. So, we will be doing stuff. We're not going away from it. The brunch show is probably RIP. We do want to have some sort of a non post-game show component to our Nebraska ball coverage like we had last season. And we will have after Nebraska ball. We will have an announcement soon.
It'll be more of a thing, I think, around big games in the second 2/3 of the season.
Yeah, it's too bad that the Creighton game is on a Sunday because I don't want to do. I would say like we could do a watch party again, but I want to watch the NFL.
We will definitely have an after Nebraska ball after Creighton. I will tell you that. So,
and that's coming up
probably
very, very
a game leading up to it this week. We just these games that nobody's really watching except for the hardcore. We're letting those kind of get out of the way in football season, clear out a little bit, and trying to figure out how to get a sponsor. So that's it.
Yeah. So if anybody, I got to tell you something about that off the air, Jack. If anybody wants to sponsor, hit us up, slide into our DMs, tag us on the Discord, or reach out to us on email, interstate80club@gmail.com, interstate80club@gmail.com. All right, Jack, we got a halftime show tonight. We'll be on 9:45-ish. See you there. Post-game show tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock after Nebraska football. Join us here on the same channel. We actually already have the link created for that. And then also tomorrow, before the witching hour with Matt McMaster and me, right after Jack and I log off, we will start. That one will be at 9:30. All right, Jack, you can finish it up. He's Jack. I'm Josh. Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe on the way out the door. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll see you at halftime. Bye-bye.